Yeah, I think there's a queue. There's myself and Carbayel, but he's probably next in line after us, you know. He looked good tonight, very explosive. And
hey, this is a young kid, 20 years old, with devastating knockout power, bro. This have Mike Tyson type of energy all over it.
He's about one punch away from getting hurt. So big respect to Itauma. I mean, he knew that he can get him out, and he got him out straight away. I mean, I think no one expected it to finish that quick.
Speed kills, as you know.
Speed kills.
Boxing legends are buzz after Moses Itauma's stunning first-round knockout of Dillian Whyte. Antonio Tava hailed the young prospect, noting that Itauma's explosive style evokes memories of Mike Tyson. He emphasized the fighter's crushing knockout power and surprising composure for his age. Many now see this victory as Itauma's true arrival on the big stage, marking him as a rising force in the heavyweight division with the skill and presence to shape its future.
Yeah, he's going to give these tough guys, he's going to give these veterans a hell of a time, bro. He's poised, he's patient, and he got that knockout power. He know how to set it up. It's going to be a nightmare to get rid of this guy, man.
There's been so much talk of Moses Itauma. His talent, we've said how talented he really is. Now he's doing on the big stage, the main event. That's another level now, isn't it?
Well, we know Dillian Whyte came in here being knocked out a couple times, wanted to see could he land a punch on this young kid, but he didn't have a chance tonight. He got mowed over, and this is a big win for a young guy. But he got to continue to fight credible opponents, and he got to get tested. He got to fight a young fighter like himself and beat a credible opponent like that, not these old, washed-up fighters that he can only just look good against. He got to get tested, too, to see if he's the real deal.
Now talk to me about Dillian. Obviously, we can see the work that you put in. Such a brilliant servant to the sport, isn't he?
Say it again, I'm sorry.
For Dillian, we can see the work that you put in this camp. Such a brilliant servant to the sport. If this is the end, how good has Dillian Whyte been?
You know what? Dillian Whyte has been a staple in the heavyweight division. I think it's time for him to hang it up. He can only get hurt a lot worse than he did tonight. You know, fortunately, you know, he didn't get seriously injured, KO'd and knocked out unconscious. You know, he'll be able to take this loss and I think enjoy the rest of his retirement.
Definitely. Just before I let you go, Moses Itauma, is it time to see him in there with Alexander Usyk, or do you still think that might be too soon?
It's too soon for Usyk, bro. He got to earn his title shot. He got to beat a real contender. He beat a washed-up has-been tonight.
Ben Davidson reacted to the stunning knockout with a mix of respect and admiration. He highlighted the significance of seeing a British great like Dillian Whyte return to the ring, regardless of the result. Davidson's words carried gratitude for Whyte's accomplishments, while also recognizing the weight of Moses Itauma's triumph. To him, the bout was more than just a quick ending. It symbolized a statement victory and the passing of the torch to a new generation.
Whyte for the opportunity, British boxing legend. So yeah, really pleased.
We spoke about this before in the week, and let's not kind of cut over the fact that Dillian Whyte has been in with everyone.
100%.
And this was a gamble from your side, from the stepping class between, say, a Dempsey McKean to someone like a Dillian Whyte, and that was a gamble. You took the gamble and it's paid off, but you shouldn't start saying, "Oh, Whyte was whatever" now, because we didn't know what was going to happen tonight.
No, I think it's extremely disrespectful to have that approach. Like I say, nothing but respect with Dillian. Really appreciate him giving us the opportunity, and yeah, I think Moses deserves all the credit that he should be getting.
Did you expect it to come that early?
No, I didn't. Being honest, I know that he's always capable. He's a very difficult heavyweight to be in there with. Very difficult to defend against. He hits hard enough where he's hitting you with shots that you don't see, and hits hard enough to put you away with those. So I know that he can come at any moment, but yeah, he saw the opportunity, picked up on something that he'd worked on. Big shout out to Lee Wiley as well. Puts a lot of time in, a lot of effort in, and fantastic in putting together a scouting report and picking up on Dillian's tendencies for us to go away and put together some drills and rep that with Moses, and yeah, it all paid off. Everyone's work paid off.
Tyson Fury shared his thoughts on Moses Itauma's stunning victory over Dillian Whyte, with even the heavyweight champion praising the young fighter. Fury declared, "Asterisk, there he is, the future of boxing. I've been saying it for years." Asterisk's endorsement added major credibility, showing that Itauma's win wasn't just shocking but also respected at the sport's highest level. Promoter Frank Warren, one of boxing's most seasoned voices, described the bout as both incredible and brutal. He stressed that Itauma's speed and decisiveness sent a powerful message to the boxing world. The fight's brief duration showcased Itauma's explosive style and finishing power, proving he could thrive under the pressure of a major event against a respected veteran like Whyte. Warren's emphasis on brutality and efficiency captured exactly what fans and promoters crave in a rising star: entertainment backed by undeniable skill.
Certainly don't, and there weren't any overtime. It was an unbelievable, ruthless, short performance, caught him with good shots and done an absolute job.
Did you expect that?
No. I fancied him to win. I thought he'd stop him, but I didn't think it would be like that.
Frank Hrgovic next?
Don't know yet, we'll see what happens. No rush today. We've got a load of options and we'll consider what we're going to do.
How do you match this guy now?
We'll match him.
But, I mean, no one's giving him rounds.
Sorry?
Frank Warren tweeted, Moses Itauma is the real deal. We all just witnessed something special. His words underscored the magnitude of Itauma's victory and the lasting impression it left on the boxing world. Praise from such a veteran promoter signaled that this was more than just a win. It was a defining moment. Adeo emphasized the remarkable nature of Itauma's success at such a young age, noting that his youth gives him the opportunity to continue developing and potentially dominate the sport for years to come. For a prospect to dismantle an experienced fighter like Dillian Whyte so decisively speaks to extraordinary potential. Olad Depo added that the next 2 to 3 years could be pivotal in shaping Itauma's legacy, as he already demonstrates the skill, discipline, and fearlessness that often take fighters much longer to acquire. His perspective makes it clear that Itauma's journey is only beginning, with limitless possibilities ahead.
Was clearly done, and we'll get to whether or not Dillian Whyte is done. So there are going to be some that say, look, okay, what's Dillian Whyte done in the last couple of years? And these things are true, and I spoke about those things as well. But I don't want to change what the narrative was or what the narrative has been in the last couple of days. With everyone seeing the way Dillian Whyte looked and the way Dillian Whyte was speaking, I think a lot of people are like, well, 1 second, something might happen here. Let's remember that, because something did happen. Moses Itauma was just a steam train. Honestly, this guy, for 20 years of age, 20. Remember, all these heavyweights that you're seeing right now that are in their peak, are in their mid to late 30s, and most of them became world-level operators in their mid to late 20s. He's doing it as a baby. This guy is 20 years and 7 months. And, you know, I've been like around Andy Lee for the last couple of days, and it's been so good being around Andy, because Andy has told me stories of watching Moses spar Joseph Parker. And even Andy's been waxing lyrical about him. And he doesn't have to, right? This is off camera, this isn't on camera, these are private conversations. And he's like, this dude is good. Because there's been a lot of talk about if this was to go and turn into a dogfight, maybe Dillian Whyte would have the advantage. And I think I said this as well, to be fair. And Andy kind of shut that down straight away, said, no. Like, I've seen this guy in a dogfight. So maybe he's talking about the spars with Joseph Parker. But I'm just so excited about what this kid can be in the next 2 or 3 years. I am. I like the way the Americans are talking about him, because it's so hard for Brits to kind of get the thumbs up from American fight fans, American fighters.
Dave Caldwell summed up the moment with one word, devastating, perfectly capturing the impact of the knockout. He praised Itauma as a fighter who always gives everything, thrilling fans with his speed and relentless intensity. To Caldwell, the performance proved that Itauma offers more than raw power. He brings entertainment and spectacle that audiences won't forget. His recognition of Itauma's high-tempo style suggests the young heavyweight has a potential to become a true fan favorite, delivering the kind of excitement that keeps boxing vibrant and alive in the public eye.
Devastating, stunning, spectacular. You can throw all the words you want at it. It was brutal, and this is what I feared going in. I'm a bit, you know, when fighters give their all to the career, and you watch them throughout the years, having wars and giving everything, like you know, Dillian Whyte against Chisora. You saw the action with the first with the AJ fight. You look at him throughout all his career. He always goes out there, gives everything, has a tear up. He's exciting. You know, he's a big character, big personality. And then when they get to a stage of the career where you feel as though it's that fight where they're gonna be, where it's kind of like it's way too much for him, and it's gonna be, you know, quite a nasty ending for him, a nasty ending to a career. I kind of like, I was worried for Dillian going into that this would be that fight, and it was. I mean, that was that. You don't get as, you know, it can't be any worse than that to, you know, to punctuate a career, to end a career.
Before we talk about what's potentially next for Dillian, let's talk about Moses. It's hard because we almost want to, I think, feel like we want to learn a bit more about him. And no, genuinely, yeah. Like, I wanted at least to see about 4 or 5 rounds, and maybe I don't want to necessarily say, "Oh, I'll get clipped with a few," because if you can move out the way, great.
You want questions asked, don't you?
I want to see. You know, if you get dragged into the trenches a little bit, where can we go here? But you don't ever get that far. So is that, I suppose, maybe the only thing you go, oh, I thought we'd have seen a bit more of him.
Yeah, that's you know, that's what you want to tick boxes as a fan, as somebody who's trying to, you know, see how far this kid can go. When we get something spectacular, you want to see him have questions put in front of them and see, you know, like you say, can they go a few rounds? What happens? Yeah, because there's still those unanswered questions that we've got. Can he carry it on throughout the, you know, the later rounds? Can his feet stay sharp? Can he, you know, does he retain that sharpness, you know, past 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 rounds?
Analysts were quick to reject the idea that Dillian Whyte's defeat came down to poor preparation. They noted that Whyte entered the fight in excellent shape, carrying the experience of a long and accomplished career. That context made Itauma's win even more remarkable, as he had never faced an opponent of Whyte's stature before. By rising to the challenge so convincingly, Itauma proved he has both the composure and the power to succeed at the sport's highest level. Experts concluded that the performance firmly established him as a future champion with the potential to dominate the division in the years ahead.
Shape. He was a bigger step up than Moses Itauma had ever faced in his career. Remind you guys, the kid only has now 13 fights. And this was supposed to be somewhat of a test for Moses Itauma. This is supposed to tell us where he was in the pantheon of heavyweight and what you can do with him next. If he is going to struggle with guys like Dillian Whyte, you can't fast-track him to a world title. If he goes out and does what he did, which is absolutely beat the brakes off Dillian Whyte, demolish him, and make it look like they should have never been in the ring together, then you have to fast-track him to a world title. You have to have him fighting the best in the world. Whether it's Parker or Cabiel, whoever's not fighting Usyk next, whether it's a returning Anthony Joshua, we'll talk about that in a second, whether it's a Tyson Fury, no one's probably going to want to take that risk right now because of their legacies, because of what's set in stone. So you're probably going to have to give him some younger, hungry heavyweights, like I said, a Parker or a Cabiel. But I'm telling you right now, it is not a matter of if, but when that kid gets to a world title, because dog, he's out here making this look easy. He is playing heavyweight boxing on easy mode right now. And it's not because he's boosting the sliders. It's because the competition just is not there for him. They tried to give him a step up with Dillian Whyte, and he made it look like a walk in the park. Let's talk about the fight. They both walked out. By the way, Styles P on the walkout for Moses Itauma, him as the voiceover saying, the future isn't coming, the future is here, the future is now. That's some big fucking balls. I'm talking 2 grapefruits hanging in your shorts to walk out to your own voiceover.
After the fight, Itauma offered a humble reflection. He shared that he had been boxing since the age of 9, with his focus always on perfecting his craft rather than chasing fame. His comments revealed a deep passion for the sport, driven by the goal of being remembered as a great fighter rather than a celebrity. This mindset resonated with fans who value authenticity in athletes. Itauma's emphasis on legacy and love for boxing over commercial gain highlighted a maturity that distinguishes him from many of his peers.
Something like that. I've never
been a person to focus on that. And my goal was never to be a superstar or to sell out Wembley, or that's never been on my agenda. Me personally, I've been boxing since I was 9 years old. It's just something that I do. If I don't box, I feel out of place. I don't feel comfortable in myself. So I'm chasing that thing that I've always had as a little kid, and that's just to be a fighter, and everything else kind of falls into place, doesn't it?
Anyone with seconds out, question for Moses. You referenced in the pre-fight build-up that you felt that Whyte was as per the rules. Sorry.
Ron Goodall tweeted, Moses Itauma set everything up with his feints. He did exactly what was expected with all the hype surrounding him, and secured the biggest win of his career on paper. His words emphasize Itauma's technical skill and composure under pressure. The clever use of feint showed a maturity well beyond his years, and producing such performance on a high-profile stage silenced many of the doubts around him. This victory now stands as the most defining moment of his career so far, marking a true turning point. Boxing analysts can note that the widespread expectation was for Whyte's experience to push Itauma into unfamiliar territory. Many believed the fight would drag on, giving Whyte opportunities to expose weaknesses in the young contender. Instead, Itauma's first-round knockout shattered those predictions. That element of surprise only magnified the significance of the win, proving he could not only handle the pressure but rise above it spectacularly. By finishing the fight so quickly, Itauma further cemented his reputation as a rare and dangerous prospect in the heavyweight division.
Yeah, you'd have worked sort of tirelessly over the last few weeks over the game plan. Was you surprised with how early it went with that?
No, we knew there was an opportunity of that. Like I said there, Lee Wiley lost his mum through that camp, so really appreciative of the work that he always does. Put together a scouting report, picked up on Dillian's tendencies to a T. You know, we repped it, drilled it, and Moses went out there and executed it. So, fantastic job. And as we keep saying, he's a very, very difficult fighter to get through the rounds with, and you know, without taking punishment. He's hitting you with shots that you don't see coming. He hits plenty hard enough to hurt you with those shots. So, yeah, we like I say, knew it was a possibility, but yeah.